Hi, this is Zach Klein with Firm Taco, presenting our final presentation from the recent Markstrat simulation, which lasted 8 periods. Team members include Tyler Trickler and Michael Pete. Our overall firm performance saw a 302% rise in our stock price index, which was 139% higher than the closest competitor, with a value of 4,016 and cumulative net contributions of $491 million. We commanded a 39% value market share and a 36% unit market share. With 5 brands, including Toll, which held 10.6% total market share and was the leader in savers with 25.6% of the segment, Tone, with 4.4% total market share and leader in professionals at 40.3% market share in that segment, Tons, with 4.7% total and a leader in high earners with 45.2% of that segment, Tops at 3.5% total and a leader in explorers with 72.8% of that segment, and Toro at 12.2% total and a leader in shoppers with 35.3% of that segment. Lessons learned and keys to success. Consistent communication was very important to strong decision making. No team member made a decision without consulting the others. It allowed us to adapt to changes in the market landscape. We set goals early on in the simulation and maintained our sights on those goals throughout. We sought to have the right data at the right time. An early launch of Toll gave us an advantage over all of our competitors, and a $5 million loan gave us funds that were put to good use in the launch of the next 2 new brands and to put towards advertising that gave us also a significant advantage in the early stages of the simulation. Opportunities for improvement included 2 key things: do not underproduce and improper pricing. We made both mistakes on the brand Toll. We underproduced when we failed to predict exactly how much demand there would be for Toll shortly after we launched it. It was the result of not having experienced a new brand launch before during the simulation, and improper pricing. We'd learned a hard lesson on pricing in terms of being how close we were to the ideal. It was also very important for Toll because Toll was targeting a segment that is sensitive to pricing, which are the savers. Segmentation and targeting. Specializing and focusing on what the segment is looking for is very important to success. So in the real world, if we launched a new brand and it failed to meet what the targeted market segment was looking for, then it wouldn't work. It would not be successful for very long. We sought to target each segment in the simulation with one brand and to have a brand for each. So Tone targeted professionals, Tops targeted explorers, Toll targeted savers, Tons high earners, and Toro shoppers. Product positioning. Data from customer and market analysis was very important to setting the right design characteristics during the R&D phases of our new brand launches, as well as advertising and messaging. Semantic scaling and multidimensional scaling were critical to understanding what was changing in brand perceptions and how we could better position our brands through messaging to compensate for deficiencies in particular design characteristics as the desire of that particular market segment shifted. Price point. Price was critical, particularly as we said on Toll. Ideal price points were targeted for all 5 market segments, and competitors' prices were kept in mind. We observed where they were positioned in terms of price during each period and sought to undercut them if we were both close to the ideal price point. If competitors were too far from the ideal price point, we deemed it okay to ignore their prices and to just set our own at or near the ideal price point. It's very critical in the real world. Price is is consumers are very sensitive to pricing, and it can make or break a deal. Place. Distribution channels in the simulation included specialty stores, mass merchandisers, and online stores. The shopping habits could be understood through the market research packets that we paid money for each period, and sales force were distributed according to those shopping habits. So if a certain percentage of consumers in a given segment, like shoppers or savers, were shopping at mass merchandisers, we would set an equal proportion of our sales force to support that channel. Promotion. Advertising media was typically set at 85%, and advertising research at 15% of our funds for advertising. This was critical towards, particularly when we were launching a new brand, to seize market share and to maintain market share throughout the simulation. We experienced some of the highest brand awareness levels throughout the simulation because of our focus on advertising, and the high dollars, the high amount of the high budget that we commanded throughout the simulation, being placed number one, being the leader for 7 out of 8 periods in the simulation, gave us a significant advantage in terms of advertising power over our competitors. And this is the conclusion of my presentation for our team, Team Taco. The simulation was a very educational experience, and we all enjoyed participating. Thank you.